Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be reviewing some foundation. Okay, so I am super pale and I have a really hard time finding foundation, so I like to test and try as many as possible to find the one that I am just in love with. Haven't found one yet. I mean, there's several that I really like. But today we're going to be trying out the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. So this is what it looks like in the box. If it'll focus. Okay. I sing the focus song in every single one of my videos. So let's unbox this baby. So here we go. Ta-da! It is 1 fluid ounce of foundation. So that's nice. Let's see if it's gonna, yeah, that's how it looks. Ba-bam. So I'm super excited to try this. This is a shade, let's see. This is a shade 205. So it's actually their lightest shade, I'm pretty sure. So before we get to that, let's prime this baby. All right, you guys pay no attention to the huge zit on the top of my forehead. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm using my e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. It's amazing. I love it a lot. It's literally $6 and it's just as good as a primer that is more expensive. So let's prime that face. Of course, I've washed my face and I've also put some moisturizer on. Just go and rub it into the places that... Oh, girls, that's cute. Now we are going to be testing this makeup. Here we go. I'm going to dab a little bit on my hand. Just a couple of pumps. And I'm going to be applying it to my face like I normally do. Alright, so right off the bat, this is really pale. That's my fiance's ringtone. We really like to show 24. Everyone always tells me that it sounds like the the Verizon ringtones, but it's 24. All right, so here I'm gonna actually apply this with a brush. Let's see how this goes. All right, I like how it's blending out a lot. I like the brush with this foundation. I feel like maybe the Beauty Blender would have given it a little more coverage. You know what? Let's do this. We are gonna do half with a brush, half with a Beauty Blender, and see which one I like better. Alright, so I like how it blended out with this. I wouldn't say it's like a super full coverage foundation, but it's not bad. Alright, so right off the bat, you can tell that instead of moving the product around, it's kind of like absorbing the product, the Beauty Blender, that is. So I actually like the coverage that I get with the brush more than I like the Beauty Blender side. So I'm actually going to go back and add a second layer just to see if it blends. And I'm going to do so with my brush. Here we go. So it's blending out well. It's blending out really nicely with this brush. It's giving me a lot fuller coverage than the Beauty Blender. Yeah, this is nice. I really like this. I feel like I'm getting more product on my face with the brush. This brush is out of a kit that I ordered on Amazon, but I think I'm about to invest in a nice, more expensive foundation brush. I just don't know which one yet. So I like the coverage of this foundation. It's not bad. You can see where my pimple was. You can still see it, so I'm definitely going to have to use concealer with this. But overall, it kind of feels a little oily. Like, I don't like how my foundations feel, or when they feel heavy or oily on my face. This is supposed to be more of a luminous finish though, so I'm used to using matte, so that's probably why it feels a little bit oily for my liking. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, the shade Fair, just like always. Here we go. Doesn't matter how hard I try, I always make really weird faces. have a breakout from the pit of Hades right now all over my face. So concealer is gonna come in real nicely. Let's cover up the pimple the side of the Texas on my forehead. Alright, now for this, I am going to use my Morphe E20 brush. This is a really dense brush, and it can be used for this. So I'm just going to take and blend, since I blended my foundation with a brush, I'm just going to take and blend this in with a brush as well. I haven't used this brush. I typically use beauty blenders for everything. I'm a firm believer in them, but I feel like they work better with the foundations that are more matte, I feel like, because brushes will pull the more luminous, more creamy foundations around your face better, I feel like. I feel like the beauty blender kind of soaks them up, whereas if it's a thicker foundation, it doesn't soak it up as badly. Because I'm still a sucker for my beauty blender. I'm really liking the way that this brush is blending out my concealer though. You can definitely tell it's more full coverage when you use a brush. So I'm loving it. Alright. Now I'm going to bake my face. Let's see how this goes. I am going to use my beauty blender for this. So I'm taking my Airspun loose powder. I use this in pretty much all of my videos. I'm probably never going to change unless I test the product out. Here we go. So I'm just going to bake it till I make it. I'm going to bake my forehead area and down on this side, because this seems to be, it's not drying on my skin, so I feel like this is one of those foundations you're gonna have to set, because it is supposed to be a luminous foundation. I'm not one of those girls that likes to walk around with foundation that is just could potentially run off your face. I like to set my foundation. I like to have a matte finish. So let's just let that sit for a minute while I do my contour. I want to see how my contour goes on over this foundation, because it is different with kind of every foundation. I guess it's just the texture of each, and I usually do a powder contour because it's easier for an everyday look, and I've yet to find a cream contour that I like the shade for my skin tone. I'm going to take my Morphe M530 brush. It looks like this. It's kind of a fluffier brush for a contour, but I like the look that it's giving me. I've used it for the last couple days, so it gets a lot of product on it, so make sure to get that off. I like how this gives me a really nice gradient contour. Okay, so you can definitely tell the patchiness of where my foundation wasn't set. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a denser brush and just blend that out. Alright, so that definitely helped with the patchiness. That's nice. Alright, I'm going to take that same Morphe brush that I just used, and I'm going to use it this part right here. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my really fluffy brush from Morphe, my M527 brush. I love it. It's fluffy. It's kind of a move the product around fast kind of brush. So I'm going to dust off. Alright, that is not bad. I don't hate the way that blended out at all. Right, so automatically I'm not loving the way that it's setting on my nose. Could be just the powder. It could be the fact that it is what it is. However, where's my brush? This is the brush I use for my foundation. I'm just going to kind of build whatever's left up on my nose and then set it. And there's Bugs. There's his debut once again. Okay, so So now I'm going to contour my nose real quick. Like, I use my Morphe E47 brush. It's really thin. You can use this for like setting powder under your eye or like baking. Or you can use it to chisel this out too as well. I like to use it for my nose contour. All right, we're going to use this to just go down the sides of our nose. I know it looks crazy now, but just give me a break. Give me some chances to show you how to blend it out. It won't look crazy momentarily. Okay, so here we go. Bugs. You know what? Alright, so I'm just to start blending. Now I will say with this brush you do have to blend a little bit more, but the results you get, okay. So I'm just gonna start blending this down and not worrying about the center part of my nose. We will finish that harsh line shortly. So just blend it down the side of your nose like this. I love this brush because it's like every 2 words I say he makes like another movement, and he's making a mess back there. Bugs, come here. I think everyone just wants to see how cute you are. Look at this chicken nugget. Oh! No, come back, love me, love me. Back to contouring. So like I said, I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit more. And you can gradually darken the places that you want to be a little bit darker. I usually drag this up into my brow just to make your nose look a little more natural. Let's be honest, there's nothing natural about a contour, but it don't matter. Bugs is just gonna be in this whole video. It's okay, I'm not gonna fight him. So I'm gonna take and just darken this area of my nose up. I don't want to darken it too low or too high because I really want to thin out the center part of my nose. I'm liking how this contour is blending out over this foundation. Once the foundation was set, it blended quite nicely. And it seems to have a nice finish to it. I like it. Alright, so once you have it blended to what you want, sometimes I just take my finger and blend it out. And ta-da! The nose is contoured. Okay, so now I'm going to take my highlighter. I'm actually going to be using, this is really funny, but there is this amazing website called, I think, Mrs. A. I'm going to search it, make sure to do my research, and I put it in the link below. It's all dollar makeup. I kid you not. Everything is $1. And you'd be amazed at the quality of some of their stuff. Like, some of it's hit or miss, I'll be real. But this highlighter that I got, it's amazing. I love it. It is called Cream Puff. It's a baked highlighter. It was $1. I'm not even kidding. And I use it all the time. And I've used some expensive highlighters. I've used some not so expensive highlighters. This is one of my favorites. And it was $1. What? Okay, I also got this brush. It's a highlighter brush off of the same website. And yes, you guessed it. It was $1. Obsessed. All right, I'm just gonna take and just place it. Look at that. This is just pure, dab your brush in and put it on. What I like about it so much is it's one of those natural highlighters that you can wear every day that's not like in your face, but it gives you a nice subtle glow and you don't have to use a lot of product. It's pretty pigmented for $1 highlighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move this down my cheek. Put a little bit above my eyebrows. I have not done my eyebrows yet. And a little bit on the tip of my nose. Look at that. Like, it's such a pretty subtle glow. I love it. Alright, so I'm gonna just add a little bit to the ridge of my nose as well, and the tip. Look at that. It's a beautiful highlight. It literally cost me $1. What? Like I said, I'll put that down in the description box below, and go and try use some. They actually have one for a darker skin tone as well. I'm not sure the name of it. I think they offer 2 different colors. This is the one that I use. It's more just a creamy, like natural vanilla shade, I'd say. And I think the other one has more of a gold to it, and that would be great for anyone with a darker skin tone. Anything darker than me. So actually what I'm gonna go do, because this is turning into a contour video as well, I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm doing my whole foundation routine before I do anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and set the bottom part of my cheek contour with the same powder and this little flat brush from Morphe. It's the Morphe M459 brush. I'm just gonna draw a line like so right under my contour. This helps you clean up a contour that you kind of put a little bit lower than what you wanted to. The trick is to let it sit for a little bit. Let it bake, girls. Let it bake. Also, if you got a little bit too much on this part of your nose, you can go in as well and just dab it there as well, which I'm gonna go ahead and do. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. We'll come back and kind of see what the finished product looks like in just a minute. Alright guys, so I have finished up baking my contour. I've kind of dusted it off with just a big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna give this foundation like a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really liked how it went onto my skin. I liked using the brush with it. I like how it applied. It was pretty full coverage. It's very buildable. So yeah, I really like the foundation. They have a lot of different shades, and they also have different options in that particular foundation. They have one that's more water-based, and they also have like a really thick, full coverage matte foundation that I actually tried. I liked it. It just was a little bit much for like an everyday foundation, and that was kind of the way that I wanted to go, was the full coverage but everyday, not super thick. And I would say that this foundation worked really well. I really liked it. So yeah, go and grab you some and try it out for yourself. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, share, and subscribe, because I put out new videos every Monday and every Thursday. So don't miss any of them. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.